All right, FightHype.com. Happy to be joined with the former featherweight champion of the world and the #1 ranked super featherweight by the WBO, Mr. Shakur Stevenson. Shakur, you take the ring again.
Hey, WBO and WBC.
Is that right? I was looking at the rankings. I didn't see it.
Unless they took me out, I should be #1 in both of them.
Okay, well that's what I would like to see as well. So #1 rated by the WBC and the WBO. June 12th, coming back to the ring against Jeremiah Nakathila. Shakur, man, this guy, 10 wins in a row, all by knockout. The last 14 times he has won, it's by knockout. He hasn't been the decision victory since 2015. How do you disarm the bomb on June 12th?
I mean, you gotta let fighters like him work against themselves. Like he said, he going in there to knock me out. He going in there and he said, I won't make it past the 11th round. So with him, it's like, he gonna come in there aggressive and trying to put some heat on me. But at the end of the day, he gonna work against himself. So that's my main focus.
Yeah, is this the most dangerous fighter you faced yet, though?
I don't know. I can't really tell. I could tell you when I fight it, I will say this: it's a dangerous fight because of the fact that you don't know what you dealing with, and you go watch the tapes and you see that he's a big puncher, and he's kind of taller. But like I said, you don't know unless you get in the ring. Like I could punch too, so we'll see.
Yeah, do you feel like that style suits you best in terms of putting on a good performance? I
don't know. I gotta wait and see. I think that it's an awkward guy. Like he awkward too. It's not like a normal style you get ready for. He's a African heritage fighter. He's coming in there and he's throwing a bomb. So you just gotta be on top of your game.
Do you feel like he's an undefeated fighter? His only loss was by a majority decision to a Russian in Russia.
No, I don't think he's an undefeated fighter. I think that I watched that fight. I think that he was doing a lot of holding. That Russian, I think that was an ugly fight. Like, I don't think he did enough. That's how I feel about it. I watched some of the fight. Well, I ain't watched all of it though. So, feel me? From what I watched, it looked like he was doing a lot of holding. He was gassing out. He did catch him with some good shots, but I don't know. Like I said, we'll see what he brings to the table.
Some fighters, they talk about, I don't watch tape. That's just my trainer watches tape, but sounds like you do. Why is that, Shakur?
I usually don't watch tape. Like to be honest, this fight I watched probably like 3-4 rounds at the most. Like I really don't watch tape. I know it was like a fighter that I never seen and never heard of, and it's like a unknown fighter. So it's like you gotta. I just want to see something. Like I gotta get an idea of what I'm going in the ring against.
Right, because when you're fighting a guy who's been fighting in America, you've usually got to look at him before, right? Just watching the fight. So it's not like, but with this guy, haven't seen him at all, right? So it was the rare case where you did have to watch some tape.
Yeah. Another thing, like with all his knockouts, he never really fight nobody either. So, you see him in the ring knocking a lot of bums out, but yeah, you don't know whether like if he could do that like with a real fighter. So, I know, like I said, I know he trained his hardest. He coming in there prepared, and I'm also coming in there prepared to do what I gotta do.
Every fight you've shown improvement. What do you think are the improvements that'll be shown June 12th?
I'm not sure. You gotta wait and see. I think that it's gonna be the same thing, but I think that with this fight it's about the mentality and the mental aspect. I feel like I'm really trying to like mentally break this dude down. So I gotta see. I want to break him. I want to have him in the ring broken, and I usually do that to everybody else, but I wanted to get worse than what it usually is. So I think that's what I'm really looking to show.
It sounds like you're thinking stoppage. I know you wouldn't go reckless about it, being smart, but it does sound like you're thinking stoppage.
I mean, I'm not gonna call I'm not gonna call it a name. I'm gonna just sit back and whatever happens, happens.
I wanted to ask you this because we had that big fight with Manny Pacquiao and Errol Spence going on, and obviously you're a southpaw. What's it like when you got to fight another southpaw, when you haven't fought one in a while and you've been used to fighting right-handed fighters, like Manny's going to have to deal with Spence?
I mean, honestly, like when it come down to me, I think I have like a better success against southpaws because like the certain fighters I've been watching my whole career, like as is with Floyd and Andre Ward, usually they fighting orthodox fighters. So I think that with me is like I think I feel like I had more success fighting another southpaw, but I mean it probably do be a little different for Manny, but Manny done been in there with all kinds of fighters. Like maybe he haven't fought a southpaw in a while, but he done fought a lot of fighters in his career. So I'm pretty sure he should be straight with Errol Spence kind of style, but Errol Spence kind of bigger. He got the reach, and long as he don't get caught with nothing reckless, I think that should be a easy win for Errol.
You know, Tim Bradley was talking about that fight with me, and he was saying that what he meant by it was going to be tough for Manny to fight a southpaw now is that jab that Spence got is coming from that different angle now, and he's so good with that jab. I mean, what do you think is Manny's how what's his best chance to be effective and get around that jab?
I think he got to use his speed and timing. I think Manny got decent timing, decent speed. I think that he would have to use his speed and try to get off before Errol can get off because Errol younger, stronger, should be in better shape. And I think as the fight go on, it can get real ugly for Manny Pacquiao. Mm-hmm. So he got to try to get off as quick as he could and get ahead of the scorecards.
How'd you feel for Bud? You know, he's been that's your boy, and he's been wanting to fight both of these guys. Did you feel for Terence at all, or do you feel like, you know, I don't gotta feel for him, he'll get them eventually, or how'd you feel about that?
Nah, I'm be real. I don't like what's going on with Bud's situation. I feel like Bud want to fight the big fights. He want to fight all these guys. He doing everything in his power that he could do to make it happen, but he's not getting the fight. So I don't like Bud's situation at all, and I think that I mean it's business, it's politics, so it happens, I guess.
Is there any fight out there for Bud that you would want to see while Terrence, Errol and Manny are fighting each other?
I mean, probably a Sean Porter fight or a Keith Thurman. Other than that, nah, it's not. He done beat everybody else, so there's really nobody else that, you feel me? Or maybe Danny Garcia too.